Good evening. I'm Walton Payne, and welcome back to another edition of the Payne Report. Today we managed to catch up with former Justice Democrat leader Kale Kundlinski to discuss the center's campaign plans going into what many believe to be the final debate and round of voting for the primaries. I think we just established a connection with our team on the ground. Good evening, Kale.
Evening, Walton.
Thank you for taking time out of your day to speak with us. Now, I think first and foremost what's on everyone's mind is, can the center's campaign turn things around before the upcoming round of voting?
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, Walton. It's gonna be tough getting through to older voters who have unfortunately drank the Kool-Aid from the mainstream media about which candidate is more electable.
I take it you believe Senator Sanders would have no issue appealing to moderate Democrats and independent voters in the general election.
That's right, Walton. We have the popular policy proposals. All we need is for the media to stop with this fake fear-mongering about Bernie being some scary socialist, and our job would be 100 times easier.
You don't believe any of the rhetoric from Senator Sanders and his surrogates would give voters pause or raise any red flags?
Of course not, Walton. Bernie and his team aren't saying anything most people aren't saying.
So when voters are told that United States border facilities are concentration camps, rhetoric that directly inspired one individual to firebomb an ICE facility, that is rhetoric voters will respond positively to?
Let's be real, Walton. Just because right-wingers managed to catch a few fringe wackos howling at the moon doesn't mean the American people are gullible enough to believe that's what Bernie actually thinks.
The statement was from Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of Senator Sanders' most popular surrogates.
Everybody has gaffes. Even the best of us. What's important are the policies.
Yes, but there have been quite a few gaffes from Ms. Cortez and other surrogates from the Sanders campaign that have sparked controversy. You don't think the heavy turnout against Senator Sanders from older and more moderate voters could be linked to such extreme rhetoric?
Honestly, I don't even give these controversies the time of day.
That is something I noticed that I wanted to ask you about. There have been several segments from your show where you will criticize or make fun of what many believe to be trivial matters such as conservative religion.
Yeah.
Yet when a prominent member of the progressive movement makes non-factual statements like concentration camps, or women being systemically oppressed by men, or men being able to literally become women, you offer no pushback.
With all due respect, Walton, it is my show.
Of course. I'm just pointing out that ignoring the outlandish rhetoric from your colleagues that seems to be turning moderate voters away does not appear to be making a vote for Senator Sanders more palatable.
It's just a right-wing talking point, Walton. No one is holding back their vote because of woke politics or whatever.
It has been reported that Congresswoman Cortez has declined campaigning for Senator Sanders due to his team expressing their disapproval of her advising citizens to tip off illegal immigrants during one of his rallies.
That's just propaganda, man.
So you don't believe the extreme rhetoric of Congresswoman Cortez, or any of Senator Sanders' other surrogates is pushing away moderate voters?
They're just being fooled by the mainstream media into thinking Bernie wants to bring back the Soviet Union or some nonsense like that. That's all it is. It's still just the media, man.
Many of these voters lived during the time of the Soviet Union. Some of them are from Russia and Cuba.
Well, they just don't understand what Bernie is trying to do. They are not plugged in and informed like us young voters.
Perhaps. Or perhaps what they are seeing and hearing from Senator Sanders and his surrogates reminds them of why they fled those countries.
What, like free healthcare and free college?
Actually. Yes.
What?
Appeals to equality for specific groups, free programs, and redistribution of wealth from the rich have been some among many proposals put forth by brutal dictators in order to gain popularity. Not that I am suggesting or believe Senator Sanders is being dishonest or nefarious, but It seems his praise of these dictators combined with the constant and specifically phrased condemnation of the United States from him and his surrogates is at the very least a significant factor in his decline in the polls.
There's no proof of that.
Considering Senator Sanders' core policy issue holds, at least when phrased in a specific way, a majority popular opinion with these same older voters who state their reasoning for voting for Senator Biden is because they are put off by Senator Sanders' rhetoric and that of his surrogates. Perhaps the theory holds water.
Well, I don't believe that's the case.
I see. Well, thanks again for joining us here on the Payne Report.
Sure.
And good luck with the campaign.
Thanks.